Well, the first match, or the first map, excuse me, was a gift. EG managed to avoid stumbling at the finish line and walk away on top 1-0, but now we turn our attention, Ender, over to Haven, a map that is EG's map pick, and where we assume, if history will repeat itself, that there are going to be some different schools of thought around compositions as we head into it.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see it right here. On the right side of things, EG playing the tried and true. The only thing, yay, on the Jet is worth highlighting for them. But G2 very much are playing so many of the new ideas, so many of the ideas that the G2 sort of trailblaze here. Double smokes here with the Viper and the Omen. The Vise for Baby Bay as well is so much stall. But instead of a Neon or a Jet or any of these agents that can zip into a site quickly, it's Jogamo back on the Yoru, which gives them a lot more opportunities to slow play, I think, on both sides of the map.
I think another, you touched on how things look over there. I think it'll just be interesting to see how, again, these conflicting, these clashing schools of thought will play out. We touched on it as we turn our attention over to Pistol on Corrode. G2 have been borderline flawless on pistols this stage. I mean, the win rate is ridiculously high, and we'll see if they can continue that.
Yeah, 75% there, sitting 9-3 right now. Making it oh so easy. And that's classic, you know, G2 on pistols, G2 on stingers, on sheriffs.
G2 in games.
Yeah, they're a pretty solid team, but fell short back on Corrode. This time around, EG slowly working up into A, but quick spot out from Trent. We'll give G2 the info they need.
Bring them down.
Really, my eyes are on Jaw on short.
Yeah, I was just looking at him as well.
His teleport just ran out. He's stuck here.
And Icy's waiting on the other side. Who will show the first shoulder?
I mean, even if Icy shows, now Trent is playing with Jogamo from on top of sewers. G2 have 3 players here. This Haunt is going to be broken away. That's big info.
That's a stun to push Trent off the line. Aggressive. Icy looked to accelerate off the utility, and it was not safe. Jogamo funneling back in onto the site, getting another on the pistol. But it settles into a 2v2. Spike now sunk on the soil of the site. Jonah P and Baby Bay again in a position where they have to answer the call for G2.
EG are worried about potential flanks, though. They can't both be trained on spawn. And this indecision is what G2 need to pounce on.
Chemistry matters here. Derek looking to play around the utility. Baby Bay on the swing. It's Derek again in a 1v1 with Jonah P on the other side. A sliver of health. There's the first swing. Still alive. Dancing around. What's left? And it's Derek on top. A 3K as EG take the pistol.
Denying that from G2 is massive. That's not an easy round to play in the post at all. Honestly, when it comes to execing into the site with the disaster that happened down sewers, Icy getting taken out without clearing the corner. This site should have been kind of untakeable. G2 had 3 players here already, but a quick dash into backside from Ye gets the first, and once the dominoes start falling on a hold like that, it's very hard for G2 to fill in more players to back it up. Now for G2, just a Sheriff on Baby Bay, a little walk down into mid. The wall they can throw up if they need an escape route.
Super playing in that smoke. Balance should not be getting away with any of this. G2 doing that thing where they keep us at the edge of our seats.
Thrive a bit in the chaos. This Viper wall can be really annoying. You see it go up, you're not expecting someone to come through it.
Trying to clear it. It goes unchecked. Oh, finally. Okay.
Jonah tried to abuse that little pocket. The drone has to go all the way up above the wall to be able to see down in. Good on Derek to clear. And now it looks like EG have guessed right. They're expecting G2, as they are, to start creeping up on the extremities now that numbers have gone down. Then they can exploit through to mid.
EG have a little room here. And they've quietly made their way out.
And we saw on Corrode, EG like to take their time.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they're no rush. It's a bit leisurely for them.
Revealing area.
No upgraded weapons at the hands of G2. And they were so concerned with what was happening elsewhere on the extremities that they're pretty far out of the play.
EG making a good call to group up together and focus on C-Link control with numbers.
Might not matter, but Trent jumped over the trip.
Oh dear.
Icy's dead. Remember, there was no investment. It was just a share for the hands of Baby Bay. And they convert.
EG found themselves lost in the post lane. It's a 3v3. They have no information of where these players can be. So you want to, with the guns, be playing numbers advantage, grouping up together, but they couldn't get themselves onto complementary angles. You know, they're just holding a wide line. A teammate can't swing off of it. They need to spread out a bit if they want information, but they have to stick together if they want to guarantee, you know, winning out and having trades.
One enemy remaining.
A few good timings taken. Some excellent shots out of the classics.
Let's go.
And this will remind Evil Geniuses of a very recent Haven performance. They were on Haven.
I don't think
Last
they
week.
want to remember
The
this.
second half, they win Pistol. What happens in the second round? They lose it. They then lose, I think, 10 in a row.
Yeah, that's a memory I'm sure they'd much rather forget. Still early days, but those little mistakes have a tendency to rear their ugly heads. So G2 now with the advantageous position. Rifles with the exception of Dre. And EG, Icy notwithstanding, all huddled into garage.
No one looking for the jump up into window, just Jonah P holding the line, but they are lining up for him. It's too easy.
4K as Valen gets the last in G2 with the flawless round to keep things up.
Jonah was killing it back on Corrode.
Yes, he was.
Here, you know, you just hold down left click, but he's been real sharp so far today.
Get me clear garage.
So now EG are in a position where they can punch back again after the bit of a mess that was the second round.
Maybe. Jogamo's got an operator. Round 4. Benefits of the early econ shenanigans. Well, a few of his teammates are still on the Bulldog, but he's playing a line just peeking down into B. Not so influential, unless EG try to pivot back towards the C side of things. Even then, Ja does have the quick teleport to come in on a deeper line for G2 once EG play their hand here.
EG not really concerned with playing the rest of the map either. There's nobody contacting up C or anything of the such.
Fault line out. But G2 do well to play away from it. That fault line almost always coming on a vertical speed right like that. G2 tuck away into Graffiti. Now that it's used, they have 40 seconds to play wherever they want on the site. And here is where Evil Geniuses can come back into the waiting arms of Ja.
Yeah.
He's ready for window.
I mean, they haven't cleared anything else on the map. This is danger.
Portal closed.
This is trouble. Behind the wall, Ye spots him. Flash will buy some time, and again, there's not much left in the round. They try to go past it. The wall will get procced, and they're forced to sit back and watch.
Keep your eyes on Baby Bay. He's come out of garage door. Valen as well, winning fights on the other side of the map. Valen with 2!
How is he getting away with that? So much value from the leader.
And with the lurk shut down on A, there's nowhere left to go.
And so they're committing to getting the spike down B, partially because they have no other choice. Nature will get his trade, but he's got a 1v3, and he can't stand in the face of that.
G2 were just quicker to every single fight than EG, right? EG finally get on site. Okay, well, all of a sudden there's a Valen looking at them from Link the second they take a step forward. Oh, you plant the spike, Baby Bay's behind you, shooting you before you have your gun out. You get the trade on Baby Bay, take one step to the left, boom, there's another guy waiting for you.
Take a look at it one more time. Valen has been so good. So
One
good.
enemy remaining.
I'm way better than all of y'all, bro. Holy.
Leaning into the villain himself.
I love it. I absolutely love it. G2 riding some highs here, starting onto Haven. Remember, they nearly came back on Corrode.
I have the spike.
They remember those moments they could have taken it.
EG fully split towards C. Presence already up in garage in the drone long.
On another bad buy. That stun not hitting anything.
G2 in full control here. We've already seen 150 though. Tufa a little ambitious.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Not this time around. However, that said, it is a 2v3. Weapon has been upgraded. And all of a sudden, there's the introduction of doubt.
But there's a flank coming from Trent. EG can't fight back into spawn. G2 already have 2 players there.
He's got to win this fight if he wants a shot at it. Derek will flirt with it. Eye cleared on the swing. He's got to get all 3, and he knows where the last one is. A chance to reload, and now the dog. Can Trent do it? Or will it be Derek standing on top? 61 HP. And as the spike quietly ticks away, Derek into the swing! And Trent stands tall for G2.
Trent looking for a challenger on the other side. I don't think he can find one right now. But it's another round that comes down to the wire. And these teams are feeling so closely matched right now. And especially on an individual skill level too. Like we've seen so many of these situations where it's, 1v3 spot. That the clutcher is just barely shy. Pulling off some crazy shots.
EG calling a timeout here, down 3. 4 rounds in a row for G2. And so the rounds, you think about the second round, a round that shouldn't have gone G2's way, it does. You got those close 1v1s at the end, or those man-down situations. Yeah. Those are also going the way of G2. I think makes sense for Potter to want to throw the brakes on this here.
Yeah, I think Evil Geniuses have been afforded a lot of mid space, pretty consistently when they've gone into it in the mid rounds. But they have been, I'm thinking about them getting stuffed out pretty consistently on their A hits. It's really hard. They're being given all that early space because, G2 are rocking this comp that doesn't have the early fault line to, push you out of A lobby or anything like this. So EG, the game plan is usually you play against comp like this, you can maybe bully a bit towards A, but they keep running into Viper utility, paranoia, C's from the fade, all of these things, and just getting locked out of it. Seems almost like similar issues that they're finding back on Corrode, where if they're not being given early fights, actually knowing how to eventually take a site has eluded them a bit.
Up in the hands of Jogamo. Leaning down the C line right now. Note here, Nature does have his ult, but what a fight for A main.
That's a huge commitment. That's a paranoia invested. That's not a 40-second reload like the Breach.
And a pit.
And all while EG are speeding into C, but there's still that operator down C long. Jogamo would be a consistent issue with no lurk player to come and clear him out from behind.
Yeah, Baby Bay has this ult up here as well. I mean, he could stuff this hit himself. At the ready, now used, and that's gonna hit all of them.
Here goes Jaw. Counter ultimates on both sides.
It's just gonna buy some time, but you're right, Jogamo's position, he has to take a step back, not really allowed it. Afforded to find some space.
This is just a mess around. G2 trying to activate a flank and retake the site on completely different pages, but EG are all together.
Now the win condition for G2 becomes an ill-advised swing from EG. Try to swing things back your way. Nature standing tall.
No scope.
Yeah, he was there to have his back. Showing a second shot at the kill, will not connect. And he's making another run at this. Time is just too short though.
It's getting a bit rowdy here in LA. The players are talking their talk up on stage. Bullets into the ground, crowd feeling it. That was nicely done from EG. Sticking it through in the post plant. But I have to pose some questions. Baby Bay rips the ultimate. At the same time, it seemed like G2 were calling to stall out for Valen to come in on the flank.
Yeah.
So he goes jumping into the site. No one's there to support him. EG calmly deal with it.
It felt a little disjointed for sure.
Get out of my way.
Op still in play down C. This time, EG taking the fight towards A.
Letting her rip.
Blades popped and Hunter's Fury. Yay, looking to get high ground. Dancing around all the utility, and he gets popped by Jogamo with Trent by his side. The site is theirs.
And look at that spike out in the corner. Hold on, I think Icy heard some footsteps. Icy heard Baby Bay on the retreat out of Garage.
I mean, even getting that pick still puts you in a 2v3 with the spike out of reach.
But you have to deal with your flank first. The timing, Icy has it.
And so that's one box checked, but it's a 5-step plan.
But with the Earl theft, full position revealed, Derek pre-fires.
Couldn't connect. Icy's gonna have to 1v3 here. Jogamo is weak. I mean, they all are. Oh, there's so much on Icy's shoulders here.
Look at that hold.
Good luck. I don't think anyone's gonna swing you there.
Cage triggered. 30 seconds left.
Not even spamming.
No, don't waste any bullets. Never have a chance for your relid that takes a gun out of the situation. You want 3 up.
This is a tricky angle. Wide swings into it. Trent cleans him up. He continues to light up the kill feed. 3 in the round for him.
And G2 again, just steady in the protocols there, with the numbers advantage not giving any windows for EG to get back in. EG now onto another disaster buy.
It has been tough sledding for them since the second round.
It's just echoes and echoes of what happened to them last week.
A lot of aggression towards A-Long again.
Right there.
Derek now rotating back to make sure that Garage hasn't been pushed up or mid or anything of the such.
The setup from G2 is so annoying. Vi's Thorns, also a Viper Orb put onto A. Where are Vi's and Viper playing? They're not even playing A. So G2 still have a Paranoia, they still have a Seize, Trent has a Nightfall if EG were to come into the site. That doesn't mean it's easy to play towards C. Wall and Garage, Jogamo with an Operator. Did I mention Valen on the high angle?
Oh, he's in trouble. He gets caught. Trent, of course, filling in on the space behind him. And he gets away with it. Meanwhile, Ye, trying to tuck down in hell. Somehow still alive, there's the knife. Getting revenge. Ultimately cleaned up on the other side.
Derek, in the meantime, just sprinted through Garage. Broke the wall, but guarantees some safety over towards C, so the spike is headed that way.
And they just have
30
pistols.
seconds
Yeah,
left.
that's the difference between this and the eco they won.
Yeah.
Nothing to pick up for them, nothing to play off of. But still a crazy forward lurk from Derek. Sheriff in hand.
Which doesn't amount to anything if they don't go through their own spawn.
Yeah, G2 realize, hey, you know, we just go on the flank. There's no way anyone is back here waiting for us.
And even if there is, you trade them out, you've got numbers.
Now the spike is planted wide, and this is a great spot for where EG are coming back in from. It's planted a little bit for CT, a little bit for Garage. Both of those lines are the angles EG want. And G2 don't have any info on where they could be playing right now.
Can these two veterans clutch out around for EG? Steal around away.
Half stick.
He's gonna take it the whole way, isn't he?
I don't think so.
Got it to half. There's still so much work to be done, though. And it's the rifles that come out on top.
Even in these rounds without guns, there's still some chances for EG to stay in it. But I think that was just a perfect example of how unapproachable this A side is. Even, I also love, we were talking so much about, yeah, I'm going for the knife every time. Calling back to the previous time these teams played against each other. We got the knife finally.
Yeah, the revenge was there.
But it wasn't a round win, because again, with that Viper Orb going up, all the rotations from G2 are flooding into the site. The Vice Thorn stalling out anyone from getting onto site to help out Ye. He is not the answer.
It seems like EG are aware of that. Cheating so much heavily over towards C. And Ye just hunts Baby Bay down.
What? So far up and he gets away? The Silent Assassin!
And so now the round settles. Not a ton of space grabbed by the attack.
Creeping down long, though, is Trent. A pick here locks EG over onto the C side.
Cage triggered.
Icy can't afford to give it to him. But G2 are challenging everything. Look now down into mid. Valen's crept up. Icy is under so much pressure as more and more G2 members continue to close forward, and he's past the tripwire.
I think they're concerned that somebody slipped in at A. Jogamo's still clearing out A with how far up Trent is.
Oh, Valen has him.
Spotted and dealt with, and now they can accelerate back towards C. They know where the hit's coming from. EG, a little travel warn, trying to make their way out onto the side, and Ye waltzes into his death. A face check of the smoke costs him his life. Supa's gotten his one. Nature joins him. This was a 4v2 that is now on equal footing.
Last player standing.
Still a ton of work to do, though. Can Nature pull this off on his own? A reposition from the defense. They both swing him. And he falls.
What a mid-round there from G2. Constantly pressuring. I think they've got a bit of a download from Josh that evil geniuses in these late rounds are very often grouped up 4-1. And so they feel confident enough. Players like Trent and players like Valen, they can go for these forward walk-ups, try and snipe out Icy wherever he is on the map.
Find the work. Well said. Very well said.
He's a young poet.
They are mine.
And so what, they go back to trying to fight this A fight?
And to their credit, sure, you get A lobby every round that threatens later lurks, but using this breach stun early gives them no option to enter the site anytime soon. Gotta wait till a minute left on the clock before that'll be available again.
If they can scale up and keep long control, Nature's one off of his ult.
Yeah, I think that's what they were trying to fake, is the early stun to guarantee ult, and then we accelerate A while the rest of the team is actually taking that spike elsewhere. But again, G2 are not a team that bite off of that early information. They know you're trying to play mind games with them, and Valen is never one to be fooled.
Wall procced across the middle of the map. And that will result in a smoke. Meanwhile, there was a dog, I believe, just cleared down A short, so they know there's some presence in main.
EG really taking their time. And they don't know that B side is empty. Now the dart comes in. Ye will enter the site.
And find nobody home. Some spam through, not finding its mark.
EG have been uncomfortable in the post plants, have overreached multiple times. They have to settle down and play together.
Balance sitting back in his spawn, can't flash from there. And it looks like that's what he's gonna do. The pit has been dropped as well.
Ye's alone.
They've got to find a way to flush him out of there. The spit connects and the shorty does too. No real way in. And now with the flash from Valen, they can approach this from both sides. Force the fight into main. Nature has the stun back up online. What's the play around it? Dre's on the tap. He's gotten it to half. I don't know that there's going to be enough to stop him. Can he stick it the whole way? Yes, he can.
And Nature uses the Rolling Thunder, and he only gets one kill. It is insult to injury. The post-plant utility was supposed to be layered one after another to make that impossible, but the Rolling Thunder was simply too late. There was a dart that connected here as well that doesn't see him, or we're not shooting off of it.
Like Celsius.
Baby Bay has one job. It is to hold the 4 key.
And he did it well. And so G2, this really impressive defensive half rolls on.
And again, EG fall into, we play for early A lobby control, but mid is a concern. So now early drone, 10 seconds into the round to force Jaw out of there. But then what? Where do we go from here?
This has been a part of the decision tree that they struggle in. And G2 fighting up front.
G2 haven't shown that aggro look too often, especially on the quiet reclear. And it's that extra layer, that slight change up that takes EG out of their comfort zone.
That's going to give Dre a timing window. He was stuck on the other side of the trip. Icy gets cleared up. Now he can accelerate. They know the spike is down short. It's another beautiful round from G2.
There's just nothing Derek can do either. That flank you were talking about, the timing of Baby Bay, he's here now. So now Derek has to worry about his right shoulder. Got to worry about his left, in front, behind, all around.
Baby Bay falls, but there's more threat on the other side. Jonapi is filled in on that space.
I have the spike.
And the discipline out from G2 to not really give him ones here. They can swing off of each other. That's the G2 way.
G2 are like a runaway train right now. There is no stopping them.
You can see the frustration on his face. They just haven't been able to get anything going.
Take a moment to look at the bottom of your screen right here. Jonapi and Trent. Trent is 14-2.
Scanning ahead.
He has died twice in 11 rounds. There has not been a player on EG that can match him.
They're going to start accelerating towards Garage. There's a lot here.
Well, can't get through that. A lot of green on the ground.
And so what? They get through the first spit. There's not much more there, but Dre's here too. And there's a flash. He's peeking ahead of this into the smoke. He's tucked all the way in. It's beautifully done. Playing off of his own utility
Last player standing.
and getting the value he needed.
And while he's finding two, Jogamo was just hiding away on backside. Gets his kill, teleports away. Once again, G2 dominating with numbers.
So reminiscent of their previous series, their previous matchup. Mimi mentioned it on the desk. It was a very close match in game 1. So, something a lot like this in map 2. And then it was a fateful end to EG's playoff run.
G2's prep coming into this map was clearly saying that they disrespect a bit of EG's scaling. Upward, think back to that second round, the Eco G2 win. It starts with a peek through garage doors as EG are scaling into sight. So many times as EG have been coming in, G2 are taking these aggro timings. We saw it here as well with Baby Bay.
There's nothing Nature can do here. Flashed, stunned, chased down. I mean, Nature never even had a chance at that 1v3. A 10-2 half for G2.
This is just a shocker after how close Corrode was.
Get out of my way.
But this timing here, playing off his own flash too. He gets Ye. By the way, if Ye isn't updraft dashing out of garage,
Yeah, he had a
to
shot at all three.
escape from Baby Bay.
That guy's playing the round like he had a chance.
And as we saw, it did not look like he had much of one at all. A very dominant half from G2, 10-2 against EG. We've got Liz, who's standing by on the stage behind me with a special guest. Liz, take it away.
Thank you so much, Doug. And yes, I one of the crown jewels of Valorant. It is Pansy, everyone. Give it up for Pansy. You know her, you love her, you've definitely heard her. Some of the most incredible calls we've had in the game, some of these people on the stage. My first question to you is, isn't it nice? You know, isn't it nice being in a superior region than EMEA?
Damn, you're leading with that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, honestly, it's been exciting. Like, kind of nice to see things, happening for 20 seconds. Fnatic, boring. Gotta say, Americas, you're kind of winning right now.
Let me just say something. She in our green room wrote "NA sucks" smiley face. So
That's for the talent. That's for the
oh,
cast.
my bad. That's about me. That's about me. My bad. I mean, coming here in Los Angeles, seeing G2 arguably one of the best teams in the world, EG, who was last map at least was making a run for their money, and I know you're guys. Pansy's here for EG, and it's been a rough second map. So, and you're excited for Ascent. How are we feeling about Ascent?
Let's just skip map 2. Let's just spin on, spin on. We love Ascend, big ups, whatever's happening now. Awful, awful.
I mean, to talk about just Americas again, because we're here. You're here in our territory. I mean, we have a region that's growing. And I mean, I'm on Finesse's bandwagon comment. NRG is growing. Yes, of course I am. Of course, Bujan. Because Sentinels, obviously, is there anyone else you think besides G2 and Sentinels who are going to qualify for champs? If you had to predict it, who are going to win champions, actually?
Oh, who's going to win champs is what you're asking.
Americas,
me.
yes.
From only Americas.
Yes.
That's 2G, damn. Ooh, that's a bold ascent. I'm going to go EG. I believe in it. Track by track by track.
track by track. Sliggy, I hope you're listening. Well, friends, we have a game to get back to. Take it away.
G2 put together about as perfect of a half as you could possibly ask for. And EG, you wonder if most of their mind is on Ascent at this point as they stare up an 8-round difference to potentially close this out. And given, Ender, the way that G2 have played, it's hard to imagine some of that coming to fruition.
No, their perfect half was only marred by a loss of a pistol round and the loss of an anti-eco.
Yeah.
EG didn't win an honest round against G2. They didn't beat them a single time with guns.
Oh, that's not too bad. And then again, we've touched on it a couple of times. We got to remind you guys about how historically good G2 have been on the pistol. They put this one away. I mean, we might as well.
Oh,
Just
Ye
continue.
wants a little extra.
Push forward, baby Bay. Push down. With Ye dashing into his lap. Fortunately for him, Valen was there for the trade.
This round becomes annoying for EG to play now. Icy buying the Sheriff means no trips for information, so losing these early players creates big question marks around their map. B site open, but A short they're stepping into.
He did get a tag too. So Jonah gets cleaned up. Trent's weak off of that Sheriff that you were just talking about. And now they have numbers.
Yeah, Valen just put a couple of shots into the smoke on B to try and pull some players back into that. I think G2 have crept into this.
Yes, they have.
EG have bitten on the B fake.
Warning shots were all that was required.
But Nature still down short, not dealt with. No one's waiting for him.
They don't know.
Spike down.
Wild that goes uncleared, and now they know where he is. They can try to settle this down a little bit. Nature tucked in the corner. 3 out of him. Then Jogamo will fall.
I think Nature's the only guy on EG that had a chance of getting them back into that. His entire team vacating the A site, leaving him on his lonesome.
One enemy remains.
A couple of great timings there.
And some mental mistakes on the side of
Thank you for the
G2 as
ghost
well.
coach again. From above.
Hands Trent his 3rd death of the map.
Really slowing down here.
Yeah, I mean, his KD just shattered after that. This is where EG are just going to play a completely different style than G2 on defense. It's all about A lobby control. Well, on this anti-eco, faking that a bit. Nature didn't use the breach stun. He's ready to flash off of Supa's contact.
And he would be right. Suspicions are confirmed. Soup gets his 2. Nature swings out into another.
Very nice. Very nice.
Now halfway to his ult. After the heroics in the pistol and then that. Beautifully done.
G2 are going to consistently be challenged when they scale forward. Again, they are playing this comp that wants to play a little bit more around their Viper wall, look for, inserts down on short A, play outside of B, activate lurks, allow Jogamo to take a few contact fights. And EG, they are always going to be looking to find these moments where they can bring the fight to G2, where they can bring a breach stun into that. That's going to be down C-Long right now.
And they're set up for it.
But it's still a contact off of Ye.
G2, without really knowing the threat that lies down C-Long, are rotating towards A.
That they are. Now that EG have gone all the way up, though.
Dude, they are scaling far.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's hard to fully rotate away from C because they don't have any trips in Garage or anything. So Supa is still sticking around on plat. G2 are taking their time. Oh,
Danger
dear.
behind this. Now they know.
G2 faced with a really tough decision. Turn around and deal with the flank or actually get onto the site.
I don't know that the decision is theirs to make. I think EG have forced it for them. And so they'll succeed at getting that far. They'll get the spike down on A. But they still have to deal with the flank.
Jonah P's not shying away from this.
That's not quite his style. I really love how EG are playing this. They've shown so much on the flank, and now they're reallocating resources a more traditional way.
Yeah, Nature has full utility. Stun up, ready to go. EG, it's do or die.
Smoke goes through, Ye falls, Jogamo trying to jump down from heaven. And into the hell beneath them. He gets his 2. Numbers the way of EG, but time is short.
Yeah, just go next, go next. Trent is mowing him down. Through the smoke like that. Just when you think EG might have a chance. Nature gets the ball rolling again with 3 kills. Jumping out behind his teammates. I mean, that transfer is so nice.
Enemy remaining.
But what are you going to do against that?
G2 gets to 11, and Potter calls the timeout.
After 3 rounds as well. Not a lot to adjust to in how G2 are playing. And there we saw similar styles to G2 where it is slow on the attacking side, waiting to see what information EG is going to give them before they adjust.
I think it's tough here. Yeah, I'd love to be a fly on the wall because I really like the way EG approached that town. Sending 3 down long and then forcing the retake to be so multi-dimensional.
Something just went wrong. 2 players jumping out of heaven and they couldn't get the kills until Nature supported them.
By that, it was too little too late.
Yeah. I think EG might be served by focusing a little bit more into mid in these mid-round re-clears. You know, there they show so much, right? With fight down long, it's a bit of a bonus for them. But what I'd like to see is to try and find these timings. Instead of like over-committing at the start of the round for a walk down, wait until G2 are around that 1 minute mark looking for a pop into a site once they've crept into some of that space. You're either going to find the majority of G2 or catch a lurk.
Similar B-hold from EG.
Smokes. G2 with an FPX buy on round 16. Knowing that they have this buffer of 7 rounds, maintaining over 2,000 creds on all but 1 player, making sure they can build up into future rounds. Even if this one falls apart.
Yeah, in case things go sour, you're right.
And that's a call you probably only get to make there as Potter calls a timeout. Josh RT is looking at the econ and making sure that they're going to have buys once their ultimates start to come online.
What's the plan here? Romgo has a TP behind him, but Valen just swings out to take the site.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Baby Bay's on B.
Not anymore. Nicely handled by Supa.
Spike planted.
Nature has the Rolling Thunder.
They're not really in a position to flood up behind it. Icy so far off the play.
They're going to have to do something. Nature taking it all into his own hands.
Valen stunned up. Jogamo with the TP out, playing off site. That Rolling Thunder is going to tag a couple.
It didn't hit Valen.
And the paranoia beneath it. Valen flushed out. Icy arrives onto the side as Valen gets his 3. G2 looking to take us to Ascent.
Even on 3 rifles, they still obliterate EG.
And a pick. And a pick from Ye at the beginning of the round.
That is crazy. I think Valen might have actually still been, yeah, he was stunned here. He just didn't go anywhere on the minimap. But it didn't matter.
Oh, shit. Yo, I'm always right on these reads. Just listen, boys. Come on.
Got a read here. And the read on the other side is EG looking to fight towards A. 2 down short, 2 down long. Jonah P in a corner. Forced to fight and gets another.
Are you joking me? They call to abandon Jonah and he still finds 2. That means nobody's home on C site. They get in here for free. Valen is just calling around everything EG's doing.
Tremendous value. But it is still a 4v3. There's still a little fight in this for EG.
But look at the ultimates. Jogamo has the dimensional drift. Can go on a scouting mission in the post plant.
Shadows.
Looking for a little recon, the smoke. Gonna push him off along. Imagine you're just waiting for the right time to pop it. Valen has a similar tool at his disposal, but first it will be that. Flash to buy a little time. Supa's gotten it to half. They know he's on it. Has to give it up.
Face your fear!
Efforts betrayed, and now the Nightfall to dance around. Supa's got to figure it out on his own. And we're going the distance. We're going to Ascent.
That was not even close. G2 lose both pistols and go 13-4?